Welcome to my channel, yay! I'm so happy to see you with me again, and today we will discuss really interesting book of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Du Maurier? She's French, right? If somebody knows she's French, if you know, put comments. Okay, actually, on the end of the book, if somebody curious if she's French or not, I only now read that she is actually from London. Well, now we know, right? So it's plus. So first, I want to say something about this book. So you see, it's like this cover. It's like what is like catch your attention, right? Because it's like girl who you see that she is like not security, not safety, right? And it's something happened, and probably you want to take this book and find out what happened with her, why she is so upset, right? So yeah, well, I think that's it. What I want to say about this like book, how it is. This psychology thriller, and I was expect. Okay, it's a classic literature. I'm not sure. Are you reading this in the school or no? But I would say that it definitely need to be in the school program because it has some interesting ideas. What is worth to talk and to think about this, right? So why I choose this book? Because it's my book club. I choose this book, and I was a little bit skeptical about this because I heard before that it's like pretty dark and hard to read. What I expected that it would be a really huge abuse from the husband to the wife, and probably he would be beat her, and usually all this stuff it's hard to read, right? It's pretty dramatic. But no, I would say if you the same like me thinking that this is book is hard to read and it's like psychology pressure you very strong, don't hesitate, just read this book. It's like really worth it. Like I would say that I expect that I would be like put this book maybe like 3 from 5, right? But no, after when I finish read this book, I would put it probably let's say 4.7 from the 5. Yeah, because like it's like fiction book, and like all fiction book, it has some details what can be improved, of course. It's not scary or something else. It's pretty logic book. What I really appreciate when it's like book, it's logic, and every character you can explain why he is doing or saying like something, right? Because like sometimes you read in a book and just like, why are you doing this? Why are you going there? Why you say it?
Why?
You know, like, but on this book, it's like everything explainable and understandable. So, and if you like this like British atmosphere, 20th century, this definitely book for you. Like we maybe like a little bit on the next my videos we will read about Jane Eyre. Yeah, it's like like this after, right? So, and we will talk about that books, what is like really famous and popular. But if you haven't read this book, like definitely read. It's like this like British atmosphere, old British atmosphere. It's like no matter what, they have tea at 5 p.m. It's like person die, killed, or like feel bad or whatever. Like no, they have tea at 5 p.m. Curious is that really they have this tradition where they at 5 p.m. like exactly has a tea, and even like little spoilers that like it would be like came police to one house and they just like no, we would sit in the car and wait when they will finish their tea. And it was I was a little bit laughing at this moment because it's so important, like even police like can go inside because like people on this time like drinking a tea and we need to wait. So I know that it was like many jokes about this tea in the Great Britain, about the traditional, but I think it's like something really touching you, right? Like this like traditional, this atmosphere that like at 5 p.m. you need to drink a tea. I want to mention also first chapter. When you will start to read, you would see that this chapter is a technique what is called psychology landscape, right? Yeah, you even this will learn with me. So, and you can see that there it shows past how it was, and and emotional, yeah, it's like dark, this emotional, and how it's everything feels. And actually when I was reading this first part, first chapter, I already was expected something the same, like dark and bad, but no, like actually in general book it is like something dark. But in general it's like a pretty calm book, I would say. It's not like so much like throw you from the one to another side that you even like at the night can like think about this book. No, it's like in general it's like pretty calm novel. And another interesting fact what I was find about this book, that this book was published in 1938. You should be agreed that it's like long time ago and it was never out of the print. It was always popular and trendy and people was always like to read it, and after when I read it I understood why. It is like very interesting novel and very thinking what about that. And it's like author was how I understood was inspired to write this book because of she was jealous of her husband feelings to his first fiance. Something like this. And what I find, and I think it's like also like interesting, that she was blamed of the plagiat of this book, because in 1920 was another book. It was like Brazilian author, and she was like similar story wrote, but it wasn't how I understood proofs that Daphne was plagiat here. So anyway, it's like really worth book if you want. It's like excellent choice to read it for some cozy evening. Now it's like my favorite part when we can just like discuss analysis and like share our ideas and thoughts like with all spoilers and everything, because like I know how it is like when you read a book and you really want to talk about this book with somebody. So let's it would be me. So first what I want to say is that this girl main character, she was extremely lucky in her life that she is finds this man who is in 2 times older than she, and they in general I would say like has like pretty good marriage. It's and he's rich and he loves her, right, and everything. I mean, like I would say that in general she was extremely lucky. First what I thought like, wow, it would be so cool to put this book in the classic reading in the school, that like young girls they will read it and they understood that, if it's like rich man who is like in twice older than you, probably you wouldn't be interested, and probably it wouldn't be like good marriage for you, right? But when since we all read this book, we know that on the end they would be like in general like quite happy like with each other. So I would say that of course it's possible, right? But I think it's what it would be like 1-2% of all marriages like this, right? So it's a good example that you can see in the book that this young girl, she is shy, everything, and of course she fall in love with this like man, the Winter. Actually, interesting surname, right? The Winter. Maybe the summer, the spring. And you can see that she has a choice, right? And that's interesting subject where I wanted to talk about that. We need also see what destiny give us, what kind of choice, right? Because sometimes, okay, here it was pretty visible, she need choose something like, and for her it wasn't so much choices because she definitely disliked this lady with who she was, and definitely she was fall in love and fond with the Winter, right? So like all young girls, of course we will follow in for the love, for the our heart, and left brain someone. Yeah, left brain like put pink glasses and following for the love. And I would say it's pretty good when it's like you young and you following hard, because when you became older and older, probably you already like became more and more has brain and more analyze situation, more critic everything, and already would be really think and careful do your choice. So I think probably that's why when you became older, it's like harder and harder to find somebody, because you're more thinking already. You have like a lot of thoughts in your brain, a lot of experience you had. So yeah. But let's return about choice, right? It's like very important to see like options, what is your destiny give to you, and try to choose correct. So this girl, she is like did a good choice, and I was happy for her. And what it was interesting for me, and I like a lot in this book, that author didn't put her name. Author put on the front the first wife, and second wife is like, she is like ghost. It's not who is like this like first wife who is like die, she is ghost. No, it's like this like second wife. It's like more like give you this feeling that she is nothing, like.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And this like first wife, she is everything. And I just like, I know like some people who is has second marriage, and usually it's not good when like first wife is die and you have like second marriage, because it would be always compare. And what I like in this book, that it like shows that if he would be love Rebecca, he would be like anyway compare like all servants who was in the house, who was serving them, they all compare her, because of course it's our memory, and we anyway like how people, right? We anyway compare everything with everywhere. And what I want to say is that like never compete with dead people, like, because when person is dying, you are on some time you start thinking about this person like everything good, like what everything good would be in your memory, everything what he did bad would be disappear in your memory. So, and I mean, like if you was like this person, right? It would be understand people who is immigrants. I think like because I can like this analogy like put that these people who is like leave their house and move to some another country, to another house, and they can't return to the past, right, like to their house, and they like start thinking about that house like more like in a cozy way, more bright. It's like everything what is was bad and why they were like run from this first house to another, they wouldn't remember, but they would remember everything, every good moment, everything like good memories would be like from that time. Like, so it's like the same like with a person. She is like dying and you would like remember only good stuff of her. Like it's like person probably who is like alive, yeah, and has like fond feeling for the another who is dying. He is need for short time, and he need more work with feelings and his memories and everything, and understand that he is ready to do new relationship, for example, right? Like if we talk about relationship, that he is ready to this huge step to new relationship. Because if it's divorced, it's different, because sometimes you can see like look at your ex and just like, oh my gosh, I was married for this piece of shit. Kind of like this, or like but when it's like person dies, so you were just like thinking, but it was some good memories, like but he was such a good person and I wasn't appreciated, and probably in some situation when I was screaming at him, probably it was my fault already. Like, you know, you understand like that your memories start to work like a little bit different and give you maybe a little even different memories what you have. So yeah, so here it's like you need much more work, and his feeling of the winter to the main character, to this young girl. On the beginning it was like everything explained. I was understood like it was like everything pretty logic, that he didn't want like give to her this like huge wedding, right? And it was understandable why he was some way like cold to her, like, or like pale when he was thinking about his ex-wife, or when he was avoiding her. I mean, it was like, for me at least, it was like very logic. I could like stand on his place and look from his like reality, right? And I can understand like why his behavior was like this. And he is like 43 he was, or how many, I forgot like how many years he been there in this book, like 42, 43 or something, right? Something like this. And it's like young girl. He is already oversaturated, if I can say so. He already seen it, he already had everything, and I think in generally all the people they more calm about like many stuff, when like young people they're like more like thinking like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want everything. Yeah, I want whole world. So it's like another what it's like hard when you have like so huge different age between each other, like this huge hole between each other of ages, of years, that's like somebody already more calm about everything, and somebody like more like fast and more want everything, right? And it's like absolutely okay. We just need to understand that we need accept it, and to understand how to deal with this. What it was for me a little bit also annoying, that this young girl, she is all the time was did accent of how young she is, of Actually, that's really good. Also, that author didn't wrote her years, how old is she, so we don't know so much about her past. We know only that she is like from poor family, that her father, mother is dying, that, and she is alone, she is orphan, and she doesn't have any family, and that's it. We don't know what is her name, how old is she, like, yeah.
And like, who are these people? I mean, who the fuck are you?
It's just like some person who is like right now like standing, and we just like reading about her emotional, and about her thoughts. That's it. Like, and that's actually really cool. It's like what is really fit to this book is that to make even more this atmosphere. Let's like a little bit step back, like to that point when she do her decision, what to do, like to go with follow heart or follow brain, how I would say. So because like if she would probably she will continue to follow this like Mrs. Van Hopper, right? So probably she would find eventually some another man. Probably it would be even her age, and they would be like have like different average life. Okay, and let's start with my marks. Here, what I would say is that like all girls need to see that it's like red flag. In this novel, everything turned pretty good, but in the real life, it for sure wouldn't be like this. Like, oh, it's like really little chance that it would be like turn everything good. So if you see that your boyfriend or husband do something and you, I feel sick and hard and cold, he would never forgive me, and this would be the end of our friendship. Honestly, I don't remember what happened here. But if you feel that you did something and your partner would never forgive you, in the book she did some small stuff and already like start thinking like, oh no, he's never forgive. And in general, she was so many times thinking about how he would feel, what he would think, how he would react. And if you all the time thinking how your partner would be react to, or thinking of your action, or that you all the time feel guilty, or that you're not perfect to him or something like this, like, so I would say like step back. Step back of this relationship, because you for sure don't see it with clear view. You need like step back and maybe like take like some time for yourself, and that your emotional would be a little bit cooler, and afterwards just like look around what's going on, what happened, and then you would see like much clearer what's going on and what is your would be next step. Because okay, you can have like perfect relationship, or you can think that you have perfect relationship. Oh yeah, you see, like it's my favorite topic about relationships. If actually some man watching me, maybe in this book, like, so it's like good for you also, because I know that like some man has the same, like we all humans, right, and we kind of have the same feelings and thinking and everything, like, so anyway, because we had in my life kind of the same story, that I'm enjoying like this person who is like fall in love like this. You know, I'm pretty fascinated with this, like, so, and but I usually always has this like critical thinking, and I had like in my life that I was fall in love with one guy, and he was pretty open to me, and it was this moment when we already like could be like together. Nothing could stop us, right? He's like has a good feeling, I has good feeling to him, like but it's always like my mind says that like he is not good for you, like you are totally not fit to each other. Now of course it's something we fit, right? But like we are like I understood that feeling how I feel and how it's in this real situation, that it would be this relationship maybe for few months, and I'm not this person who is like playing games and waste my time, right? So I was saying no. I was like crying a lot. I was feel bad. I was suffering, and but I just like was saying no to him, and he didn't understood like why, and I wasn't understand on that time why too. But now I just like, because on that time I just see that like we are different, like if we in some situation we doesn't have good like the same thoughts, I just like say like for something yes yes yes, but I'm really doesn't think so. So on that time I was like it was painful, but I was like analyze and I understand that like we can be together, right? So what I was talking about, the question, yes, about red flags, right? So yeah, just like sometimes like just do step back, like maybe like just like stop a little bit relationship. Of course if you have a child it's like much harder to do, but sometimes we need like do wise steps for our children. It's like even more important. I wondered what he was saying to her, how he phrased his words. Perhaps he said, I fell in love with her, you know, the very first time we met. We've been seeing one another every day. And she in answer, why, Mr. De Winter, it's quite the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Not like him the first time asking Rebecca, I must not think of that. Yes, you must not think about this. And in general, this like main character, she's thinking too much. I'm for that like who that like you need to think, but not overthinking, please. And she's in this book, she's totally overthinking of everything. She's overthinking. She was overthinking about her husband, about her maid, about guests, about like some person who was just like across the street. She was thinking what she's thinking. And I mean, like, I'm this person who is overthinking too, but I understood like how it's like hard to like my life with this, like, and how it could be like lighter if I wouldn't be like think about every person who would think about me. How I was like sure that like I'm not George Washington and I'm not $100 that like everybody would love me, right? So yeah, and she's like all the time like overthinking and thinking and thinking, and I was wanted to say like, okay, stop, girl. Just stop and just like don't think, because you would never know what other people would really think about you. They can say something but like think totally different, or they would be like just, I don't know, don't think, or like, I mean, like, it's like so many variations, so many. And it was like even when her husband was thinking about something and she just like, oh no, he even didn't think about anything, he just was look at the window like something, right? And she was like thousand thoughts, like what he already thinking. Probably he's thinking about his wife and how they were happy and that it was mistake with me, like, and blah 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 blah. And afterwards she was like ask him, and he said like I don't remember, something like about like business or whatever, like, and she just like, no, it's not about business, it's about his wife Rebecca. I know, I knew it. No, you don't know, like nobody knows what somebody like thinking, and probably for 80% they even don't think about you. It's like we are considering that like we are important, and probably like, and it's like many people has this like panic or like this like stage phobia, right? Like because we are start analysis what everybody would think about what we're saying, how we're saying, how we're moving, how we look like, right? But mostly it doesn't care about us. So it's like hard to accept it because we want to be important, but mostly it don't care about us. That's it. And when Mr. De Winter bring his wife to his second wife to Manderley, and she was afraid of everything. She didn't want to go to West Wing. She didn't. She couldn't argue or like say something to the servants. And I understood her because she's young. She's like after school like 18, 20 years old. Everybody was looking at her with critical this look, and of course it's like much harder for you. And when I was reading this, I was wondering, they have some marriage contract, or they just like I was wondering what is her rights was there, and I think what she was first to did, like in this situation, she's supposed to went to her husband and ask if they didn't have some marriage contract and she doesn't know her rights. Go to her husband and ask where is her borders and what she can change, not change, what is her rights. I think it would be very helpful, and of course I think like you, the same like in me, we wanted just like fire all servants and just like through all stuff through all stuff, and just like probably hire new servants who didn't know like what happened, how it would be, like everything, and just like listen you and like yeah, like just like refresh everything, renew everything. And I think it would be like, and for husband and for her, like much better. And it's like actually what is you first need to do, it's like or just move somewhere, like if you has lost somebody, like you need to do refresh in your house, or like if it's possible maybe move somewhere, like or like just like put this like stuff of this person away and just like never to see. It would be in your memory more blank, you know, that your memory would more like forgot about this person, like, and you would think like less and less and less, because like what is first function of our memories, it's like forgot. What she was need to do is rid of everything what is possible, and first it's people who is always remind you like who you are and what you have to do. Like, come on. But okay, I'm 30 years old, so it's like different when it's like 18 years old, right? And especially it's different when you don't have like some adult who is some older person who would be navigate you. I had feeling that I reading about some young girl, some little child who is just was thrown into this adult world, and this child needs to pretend that she is adult, but like as any child, you can pretend that you're adult if you're not, right? So I would say that it doesn't matter actually what happened in this book, like, and if it would be like turn something bad, I mean, like if it would be abuse or something, it's like anyway in your life, it's always would be option to run from there or like do something with this, like, but it's anyway experience. It's like what you make like more adult and more responsible and more like understand how it's everything works. But like here we see this like little girl just like try to that her behavior would be adult and wise, and she just look to each other just like asking about help without words, right? So yeah, it was like kind of sad, and you wanted just like protect her some way, right? Because and it wasn't feel like so natural. It was interesting character, Mrs. Danvers, housekeeper. I don't know what feeling you have had to her, but my feeling was I was all the time cry, like feel that I want to cry about her, because I understood her relationship with Rebecca. She was like mother to Rebecca, and it's like even hard to imagine how it is when you lost your child, right? So mostly people was seen how she's suffering, how it's a bad influence for her, and this like black clothes on her, yeah. So of course it's like nobody deal about her, like nobody businesses about her, and yeah, this Mr. De Winter, he has his problems. So and just like what she was need, like, and especially like this when she like went to the Rebecca's room and all the time like was touching her stuff, and I was feel so bad about her when she every time in the book like I don't know how many times, maybe like it was daily, maybe it was weekly. Now I think it was like more like daily when she was like came to room of Rebecca and was touching her stuff, and like it's like all the time like memory was like alive, right? Can you imagine, like better if you wouldn't imagine it, but still like if you lost some like really important person to you and you need every day just like go to his room where it's like everything's the same, and like you are again like do like this work like to memorize everything, and you would memorize everything what is good about this person, you know, like, and you would extremely miss. No, like don't do it, you will torture yourself. But some people has like I would say probably even mostly people has like trouble to rid off of this like stuff of that person, and they want like kind repeats this like masochism, right? This masochism, this torture like again and again and again. So yeah, of course, this new girl, new wife, what she first supposed to do is just like going. I mean, okay, if she would be like more adult, what she supposed to do, and I think we all this realize she was need like just like to go to rid of all stuff of Rebecca, and put this housekeeper some like to the rest relaxed center, I don't know, like to give her vacation maybe like 1 year or something, and I believe that she would go, and she would start forget a little bit, start to be like again alive, and maybe like finds to her some another job that she would maybe have like new friends, new people who doesn't know about situation what happened to her, like who doesn't know who is Rebecca, who is this like De Winter and everything like about all this situation, and then you would start to live your life again, because when we feel bad, we like mostly of us like trying to close from the around us world.
InfoWars is reportedly to be shut down imminently.
like what is like huge mistake. What you first need is like push yourself, and better push yourself to some like new relationship. Everything new what is happen in your life will growing inside yourself, is new, a new life. Right. So it is important like start to do like something new, like meet new people, maybe move somewhere. Like it's not only this room, it's in many rooms in the house, in the morning room, in the hall, even in the little flower room. I feel her everywhere. You do too, don't you? No. You don't. You just like need to do your stuff. Like that's it. Like it's like suffering everybody in that house. And how I said before, like you have to do, you shouldn't like flow on the stream of the river. No, you need like against you. Like sometimes that's like save not only yourself but like people around yourself. And especially, of course, how I say, it's like young girl, and she didn't have this like thoughts and experience and power. No, power actually she had, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's like she became responsible of all these people who were servants then. Like, and it's sometimes it's said that like people who has power, who has people who is working for them, and they just like forgot that they're responsible of these people and of the family of these people. So it's like huge responsible, and unfortunately mostly is like the winter or his wife who is like too young or something else, and they don't think through all this stuff. This moment where they play, how I say, Tom and Jerry. Yeah, it's like many times they in this book like play Tom and Jerry. He was waiting when she came to him and start normal to talk with him, and she was waiting when he will explain something. I don't know, they both was waiting of something, and it was interesting moment that he just like was say how he is love when she's so young, and he doesn't want that she would be adult. And come on, you don't give her this life when she can be young and just enjoy her life. No, you don't give this life to her. First what you need is support her and make her grow much faster, because she has this huge responsible of many people when she is not able just to be like, she doesn't have this option to be young and don't think about anything, like totally. Because he has some his job, like I don't know which job he has, because like he all the time almost at home or in the London play what he's playing, the cricket or something he's playing. That's like moment when if you remember this, like when they have this like evening, right, and everybody has their costume, and she like wear a costume of Rebecca, and he was angry, and afterwards he starts run, and she went sleep. What is strange, like, because first you need to talk, afterwards you can run from each other, but first you need to talk and explain to each other what's going on, right? Like, if even if you both doesn't want, no, sometimes like if you understand that you are emotional people, so probably you need like just like cool your emotional and afterwards to talk about this. But here what we see, like she is pretty fast of the thinking about everything, and here's this moment. All my fears were without foundation, right? All your fears was without foundation, and what it wasn't your fears was with great foundation. It's I talk about about servants and Rebecca, like what mostly parts what she is didn't think so through. Anyway, so yeah, like how I said before, like first come to speak, don't think about who is thinking about, like come speak to the person, and then you would understand what he's thinking and what is like everything how it is. Because I think like if they would talk about this like earlier, probably it would be a little bit different, right? Probably they would have like more time to think through what to do, how to do everything, like, and just like enjoy to be with each other. Another what I want, probably last what I want to talk about, that mostly of us, I know that mostly of us, we don't like how we live in. How it was this girl, she didn't like how she is living. So is it something to change? Could be is it something to change or no, that like it would be like better in the future, because like every small step what you're doing, it's step to the better future. This girl, she didn't do any steps on the beginning, she just ran and hiding. And I think it's like mostly what we are doing, we are running and hiding instead to do like some steps, because like you can like turn your life to the better in any time. Like you could do like in the past like many mistakes, and maybe bad action, but it's like important how it's like today, how it's now, how it's in the present, right? And anytime you can look and just like understand that like, oh, I don't like my life, what I can change. And it can be like you have a dream, you have a goal, you have like some solution how to change, and it can be huge, but you can do like these little steps, and eventually it would be like better and better, you know. I had the same, like I was like in one period of my life, I was like don't like my life, I didn't like how I was living. And what I start to do, I start to do sports, right? I start just like 20, 30, 40 minutes to do sport. And but like every day, if not every day, it's supposed to be like some reason, and I would say my life already was like changed a lot. And who knew that it's just like if I would be like walk or do some exercise, my change would be so much turn to the good, I mean, like. So sometimes like maybe like if your life is bad, like start from yourself, like start like to think like what you want, what do you want to change in yourself, like, you know, like, because how I say, like, we're not responsibility of other people, the first responsibility of ourselves. And like first like think like what you can change inside yourself, right? And what we like in the book is usually these unexpected moments, right? When you just like, oh, I know what happened next, like, but you don't, you have no idea that he's like killed this Rebecca, and afterwards like, for sure, like, yes, she's pregnant and that's what has happened, and afterwards you understand that she has cancer, and just like, oh wow, you know, like, but first you need like drink this like at 5 p.m. tea.
What is this? What is this?
Let me watch it. A little bit of diet, a little bit of melatonin.
I can dig it.
Hey, goes well with acid.
It was like another this huge unexpected moment when this housekeeper like put to the fire this their house, their cottage, right? And yeah, I was thought that like maybe like for sure it was some intrigue about why she is like took her all stuff and like escape or something, right? Like, and I had like many like other thoughts like how it's what it would be, right? Like, but I didn't thought that she would like put on the fire like whole house. And I think it's actually would be for the best. I think it's like so good the end when all this like what is connected to Rebecca, what is like almost broke their life, is put to the fire. Okay, it's old. It probably was like hundreds years. This like Manderley, but it was like feels for the best. It was like on the end of the book, you kind of feel release that's it. That's you can. And for sure they have plenty of money and they can like build new house for themselves how they want, build new life and stuff. And conclusion, yeah. So yeah, how I said, I was really enjoyed this book and it would be like one of my favorite book, and I even didn't expect that it would be one of my favorite book. It's many situation what you can like think through and understand where you can do better. That's like why I say that like fiction book, it's the same how to read like psychology book, but in psychology book usually psychologists they saying what you have to do. In the fiction book you can understand that you don't want to do like main character, but how you can do better. And when you would have some situation happen, you already would intuitively to know like how to better to do and like more analysis. So it's what I usually say, that it's worth to read a lot of fiction books, especially when they're like smart, like Rebecca, for example, like book, this novel of Rebecca, and for sure it's like everybody need to read, because it's like many moments what it can be like useful in your life. And I like on the beginning how it's book, on the middle how it's book, and on the end it's like one of this book when you are read last verse, last sentence, and you just like feel release and just like, oh, that's actually really good end, and you are happy that it's like finish like this, feel satisfaction, and you just like can close this book, put on your shelves, and maybe return in like 20 years, and I'm pretty sure in 20 years when you read this book you will find even more interesting idea, more like stuff what you haven't seen before. So yeah, like this book, like it's like how I said, like everybody was every character was needed there, every character was pretty logical behavior, and yeah, it's like excellent book if you have time, if you have like cozy evening, especially for outside it's like snow or rain, better when it's rain. It's like in this book a lot of rain, like this like British weather, right? So yeah, just like prepare tea, prepare a blanket, and you would really enjoy this book. So yeah, if you like my channel, please put comments, any your thoughts, what you thinking about this book, like put, I would be really enjoy and interesting to read about your thoughts, how you thinking about this, like probably for sure you have a different thoughts, and it's interesting to read like from different opinion how he's thinking about this. So yeah, put comments, put likes, and follow me, and let's continue to talk about books. If you have some interesting book, put on comments, and probably I will read and we will discuss with you that book too.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. No.